Hey, what's up guys, it's Darius, and this is the Moto G 2nd generation. Now this phone was released back in September of last year, and now 8 months later, is it still worth getting? Well, let's find out in this review. The design is definitely nice. It's very similar to other Motorola smartphones like the Moto X, or it's just a larger version of its predecessor. It comes in both black and white, and sadly there's no Moto maker available, but there are a ton of different Moto shells available, which are a great way to customize your device. One design aspect that sets it aside from other budget smartphones are the dual front-facing speakers. While they're not comparable to boom sound, they're definitely superior to rear or side-face speakers. Paired with a sharp 5-inch 720p IPS display that makes for a great media experience. The display has good viewing angles, the colors are good, and with a PPI of 294, you can distinguish pixels if you're looking really closely. The 1080p or even Quad HD screens we currently have on most of our smartphones, while they are really nice to have, they're not necessary, and I really can't complain about the only 720p display. On the top we find a headphone port, on the bottom a micro USB charging port, nothing on the left side, and the volume and power button on the right. The buttons are fairly clicky and feel alright, the positioning is good, and they're easily accessible with one hand. The rounded edges and the almost iconic Motorola dimple on the back make it feel awesome in the hand. It is a little less comfortable to hold than its predecessor due to it being larger, but it's not a big difference. The only design flaw I found was that it is somewhat of a fingerprint magnet. And by the way, call quality is also good. The build quality is great. This thing has dropped many times, and the only damage it took were some small scratches, which are totally normal on smartphones. It comes with Corning Gorilla Glass 3, so it is mostly scratch resistant. It is also a little thicker and heavier than other similar sized phones, but I don't mind that at all, and that also makes it feel even more solid and reassuring. A cool bonus feature is that it is splash resistant. The specs are alright. We get a 1.2 GHz Snapdragon 400 quad-core processor with the Adreno 305, 1 GB of RAM, and 8 GB of internal storage, which is expandable up to 32 GB with a microSD card, which is awesome. While benchmarks like Antutu are quite disappointing, real-life performance was actually quite good. There was the occasional lag or stutter, and I had to reload apps fairly often due to only 1 GB of RAM, but the overall performance was really good. Not quite comparable to a flagship, but it's getting there. There are a ton of really good budget phones out there that are better than the Moto G in almost every way. Now what sets this phone apart is its software. Often budget phones run older versions of Android with really ugly skins, which I really don't like, but this one runs stock Android 5.0. I love vanilla Android, and especially the animations that come with Android Lollipop. Motorola has added some apps and features, but that's really it. It looks nice, there's no bloatware or confusing features, it just works well, runs buttery smooth, and is easy to understand. Another great aspect is that it is less demanding, so with the certainly not so good specs, it is able to perform quite well. To be honest, I was impressed with the camera. I mean, it's an 8 megapixel camera on a sub $200 phone. What is there to expect? But overall, it's actually a decent camera. Sure, it doesn't take consistently good pictures, some pictures were blown out. However, when it has a lot of light, it can shoot some really nice pictures. The colors and dynamic range were alright, but it's noticeably better with HDR on. In low light, it's far from the best, but it's also not the worst. The camera app is from Motorola, and it's very simple, and I like it. I wish there were a little more features or settings, but it's alright. One thing that I don't like is that there is no touch to focus. You touch to take a picture. It's not a big deal, but sometimes it has problems focusing, and then I try to correct it, but then it takes a picture. So that's just something I don't like. The 2 megapixel front-facing camera was alright, and you can take some decent selfies with it. Both cameras also take some decent video. Sadly, it's only in 720p at 30 FPS, but it totally looks fine, and the mic is also good. I'm testing the front-facing camera now. It looks pretty good. I'm in a well-lit place. I'm outside, and it's also using the inline, the built-in mic. I think it sounds alright. It's not the best, but it's okay. The autofocus generally works well, but sometimes it really had problems focusing. So the camera is decent, but I wouldn't buy the phone for the camera. Another strong point of the Moto G is the battery life. I really agree with Motorola's approach to make the device a little thicker to fit a bigger battery in it. The normal variant has a 2070 mAh battery, and there's also a 4G version available with a larger 2390 mAh battery. I've got the 3G variant here, and the battery life was quite good. Even with heavy usage, it could last me a day, and with light or very light usage, 2 or even 3 days are possible. I got an average of around 3 to 6 hours of screen on time depending on the usage. With a very heavy usage like intensive gaming, navigating or video calling, I sometimes didn't get a full day, but usually it wasn't a problem. Now, conclusion time. With a very nice design, a great build quality, a nice HD display, good camera and overall performance, and great battery life, with a price tag of $180, it is definitely an awesome budget smartphone. It even comes with front-facing speakers and stock Android, which makes it even more attractive and sets it apart from its competition. While it's got a lot of competition, especially in this year, like the Alcatel One Touch Idol 3, the Asus Zenfone 2 or the Huawei Honor 6, the Moto G might not be the best budget smartphone out there anymore, but it's still a great option and definitely worth it. If you want to buy it, I will have a link down below. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a like down below, follow me on Twitter, the link is down below, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one, bye!